want to talk about this. I think a lot of people know that I associate a lot with some people who have content that's hypergamy or level up and things of that nature. And many of the time they talk about like being financially provided for by a man and things of that nature. And this is the thing with me. It's like I I think that this is great for them. I definitely do. I think that it's great when it works out for them. If you find someone who, is maybe less attractive, who's older, who has money, who will spend on you, adore you, and treat you like the princess that you deserve to be treated like, that is great. The thing is, you see, there's there's a thing like where people get and give some, basically. And this is the thing that I kind of have a problem doing myself. But I think that people do this and it works for them. So I think that it's good advice for others. I just don't think it works for me that well. But I wanted to put this clip of Milu Devine because she was talking about something about younger men not being an option and how it works for her. So I just wanted to talk about that. Here it is.
Out of you so he can use it against you. I'm just saying, that's what happens. Okay? He said the best combination of a man is 20 years older, ugly, fat, and short. He will love you forever. And I'm telling you, a lot of women can't deal with that. Masculine women especially them, the ones who want sugar booty men as their pride. They want trophy husbands. They can't handle that. They can't handle a man that, because they're so afraid of what other people's going to say. Oh my God, look how ugly her man is. And
yeah, that is true about the masculine woman thing. I don't know. For me, I mean, like, that is, I am more of a masculine female. But I don't know. To me, it just doesn't really make much sense to me. One, why am I attractive but he's not? That is one thing. But that's not even the main problem for me. But let's continue.
My ugly man is paying my bills. Your good looking man has you working.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. To me, I much always rather my bills paid. Always. That man does not need to be looking like Clark Kent over here. Unless Clark Kent is paying my bills. And then that means I don't have to work at all. And he's financially provided. He's giving me money. Every time he sees me, he's like, here. I'm like, oh, I don't even have to ask, what is this for? It's already known. Thank you. Women are not even used to men doing things for them because they'd be like, but what are you doing this for? I don't need you to do anything. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You always need him to do.
That's one thing I have struggled with. I understand people who have this mentality where they actually do accept from men. I mean, it seems like if it works for them, that's great. It's just, to me, I don't understand how do you have that perspective without seeming needy. Because that's a thing that I always worry about. Like, I would always feel needy if I was to do that kind of thing. It's just like, to me, I guess I don't know, or I don't feel like I can play that part well. I think other people can play that part pretty well, and men love the women that can play that part well, and they find the woman that works well for them in that regard. Continuing.
Something for you. Always. Always. If you act too strong and independent, this man is not going to be around. He's going to find somebody else that could depend on him, and that way he could treat her. And I'm not talking about the ones who are so like, oh my God, I can't do nothing, whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about you saying that people are acting too strong and independent. That I think is the thing with me. I do not look to men. I do not look to men to rely on for anything of that nature. That's just not the way I've ever looked at a man, basically. So to me, it's just weird to see men in that way, basically, in that view of them. I think it's a certain mindset. And, sometimes people, have a certain mindset towards women. And sometimes women have a certain mindset towards men. When those mindsets match up and align together properly, I think that that works out very well. You know what I mean?
But at the same time, a man does not need your money. Real man does not need your money. If you're dealing with him, you're dating him, he does not need your money. He doesn't need you to do anything but just show up, look good, treat yourself accordingly, have respect for yourself, carry yourself with class. You can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, that's basically it in that clip. To me, you know, my thing is this. For me, I often find that people talk about how money and resources and status is more important with men. And I think, honestly, they have a nice life. It works out for them financially, economically, and so forth. That's great for them. My thing is this. This is a major reason why, for me, I'm not the hypergamous type, and I'm not the type who looks to men with money for anything, really. Because it's like, I feel like, for one, they're just not able to give me any desire, one, so I have no interest. You know, you know, to date someone, you have to have interest in being pursued. And if you don't have that interest, it's never going to work because you're never going to really want them around, you know, if you're not attracted to them, if you don't desire them, really. And that's the thing. I might desire money, but I don't desire them, so they are, to me, an annoyance. Now, the other side of it is this: the physicality of the situation. People act like, it's easy to be with someone that you're not attracted to. I think for some people it is, but for my situation, it really isn't, because I have more of a physical dynamic that, like, I, for one, would have to be aroused. I would have to have desire. I would have to have lust for a man to have sex with a man. I have to be interested in him, you know. And oftentimes with men who I'm not who are older, for one, I have no desire in that way. Now, some people, are built a little bit bigger, so it's not really like lubrication would really be needed, when you're intimate. Because, I mean, it might not feel that good, but I mean, like, you're big enough to, accommodate. If you're a very small woman, it's harder to accommodate, obviously, if you don't have lubrication, you know. And so for me, it's always like, it's not even just lubrication, it's the whole function of the situation. It's just like, for me, I've always had it where with average size guys, I had to be very aroused to actually have that happen, basically. So for me, it's just like, if I'm not attracted to him, then it's not going to really mean much for me physically. I'm not going to be physically aroused by him. Therefore, I'm not really going to be able to have sex. So, to me, that's a major thing um with men, really. It's just like that's a major reason why I do prefer a man who's more physically attractive than economically attractive. I mean, like, I don't like bums, but men who, have a regular job, financially just doing all right, that's fine with me if I'm attracted to him. If he's the type of personality that I'm attracted to, that's more of my thing. But if I had to choose, I would definitely want to be like someone who is actually able to look beyond the physicality of the situation and actually just follow what a person's personality is like and their success and things of that nature with status and things of that nature, for a better life rather than, in my perspective, in my situation. So I'm not knocking it at all. I'm just saying that, in my experience, I think that's why for me, it's hard for me to actually be able to be with someone who is not physically attractive to me just for the fact that he has a better status or has a nice personality or more success, more money. The thing is, I just am not able to look past people's physicality for their success, really. Success to me is good for them. They seem like a great person. I mean, like, good for them. They have gotten to all their goals that they have wanted to achieve. That's great for them. But that's not going to make me physically attracted to them. Therefore, if there's no sex, obviously there's no intimate relationship to begin with. Now, does that mean, no intimate relationship right away? Of course, I'm not saying people have to have sex right away. I don't want anyone to misunderstand what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that's a major reason why, for me, I tend to prefer men who are younger, and I understand that that is a sense of why people are hypergamous, and I kind of fall on the opposite side of that, really. But I mean, like I said, it works for some people, and it works for many women, and that's great for them. That's why I don't have anything against it. Some people have an issue with sugar babies and things of that nature. I am not one to hate sugar babies. There's nothing inside of me that hates sugar babies at all. You know, I do not hate people who are hypergamous. People who hate people who are hypergamous are just simply jealous and want to be hypergamous. But the problem is they don't have enough value for themselves and they think they're not good enough. And therefore, they just feel jealous of the women who are hypergamous because they feel like those women are more valuable than them. They feel like those women are better than them. You know, I'm just not that type who really defines it that way. I see it as, well, yeah, I could get a man like that. I just don't want a man like that. And, that's why I'm not a hater of them and I don't try and tear them down or try and attack them like some pickmes do. And that's a major issue that I have with a lot of pickmes is that they try and attack a lot of people who are hypergamous. And it's like a lot of different hypergamous women, to me, it's like, why do you have to attack them? It just makes you look bad in the end because you're basically mad at them because they are getting the man you want, basically. And that's the thing for me, it's like, I don't feel they're getting the man I personally want because I don't want that type of man. But I'm happy for them that they have the man that they want because why wouldn't I be happy for them? So that's all I have to say in this video. I'm gonna basically be done. Thanks for watching and like and subscribe, everybody. Bye.